Good morning from Florence here in Florence. It is a beautiful Sunday, the sun is shining, and I'm on a tour today. I'm gonna go and eat some pasta, drink some wine, and eat some gelato. So in this job, I'm often asked, do you get time off? What happens? And today is a perfect example. It is Sunday, I'm gonna put my computer away, stop answering emails, stop doing any work, and actually go and spend some time with my colleagues, going and exploring Florence. I'm taking you along on the tour, so let's go. So this is outside my Airbnb, and I've recently found out that this building used to be a monastery built in the 12th century. Some monks would have lived here, walked down these very stairs. The building has been lovingly restored, hot water, a good bed, a kitchen to make coffee in the morning. It is a beautiful place to stay, and just a reminder that history in Florence literally is everywhere. I'm walking the cobbled streets, trying to dodge a few Vespers, definitely a few cars as I make this recording. And I was reflecting this morning as I left the apartment. You know, ahead of my journey to Florence to start this new role, like any good traveller, I'd done my research, I'd read about it, I packed everything I thought I needed, and I genuinely thought I was ready. However, in travel, nothing ever quite prepares you for a place and how it feels. And sometimes it does take a couple of days to get the magic, and this certainly was the case for me. The longer I'm here in Florence, the more I fall in love with this beautiful place. So every morning I pass this magnificent building, the Duomo, Florence's most iconic building. Construction started way back in 1296, and from the beginning it was really meant to be impressive, but there was one big problem, and the architects designed a massive dome that no one actually knew how to build. And so for over 100 years, the cathedral stood unfinished until Brunelleschi came along in the 1400s, and he had a radical idea to build the dome without scaffolding. And people thought he was crazy, but somehow it worked. And in 1436, dome completed, it became one of the greatest engineering feats of the Renaissance. And possibly that's the magic of travel. You know, that deep sense of awe. When we look at a place or we stand somewhere in real time and you feel the goosebumps just travel down your arm. That is the beauty and the magic of travel and being immersed in countries and cultures that are different to our own. A morning stroll in Florence wouldn't be complete without a coffee. It's not just a drink, it's a ritual. Whether a quick espresso at the bar or a leisurely cappuccino in the morning sun, it's all about quality, simplicity, and taking the moment to pause. Here we are, Sunday morning, on the way to pasta and wine, but first a navigation through the markets. Let's have a look. The tourist markets here in Florence, like here in San Lorenzo Square, are a colourful mix of leather bags, silk scarves and souvenirs. And while some stalls may lean into the tourist trade, if you look closely enough, you'll find local artisans, beautiful craftsmanship, and maybe even a good deal if you can ask in your best Italian and are confident in your bargaining skills. This was absolutely a highlight, coming across the Piazza Santo Spirito flea market, and found out it's held every second Sunday of the month, and it is just like a lively atmosphere with a market of everything from antiques to vintage items, homemade crafts, local produce. Absolutely a superb find to really understand Florence's culture and craftsmanship, with the vendors offering everything from secondhand books to artisanal jewellery. It was a superb find. So we arrived here at location, we're off to our first wine window, and I'm going to let you just think about that, a wine window. What do you think it is here in Florence? I'm going to show you in just a moment, but sit with that while I show you some views as we walk to our first tasting place. I have been completely fascinated with the idea of wine windows. And so in Florence, what you'll find is that there's these small stone hatches that are built into the walls of buildings. And back in the time, in the 1600s, these were into the walls of palaces, so that noble families could still sell wine to people passing by while avoiding taxes and social contact. And during the plague, they became a safe way to serve wine with minimal risk of infection. During COVID times, they took on a bit of a resurgence, and today some of these wine windows have been restored and again are serving wine. So eating in Italy is quite a feast, with most meals having 4 courses, starting off with your antipasto, your primo, your secondo, and then something sweet. So on this food tour, we're going to do exactly that, starting off with our antipasto as we head in for our first course on this food tour. I'm standing in a cave, 12th century, was built by the nuns, now a wine cellar, but have just been told by our tour guide, just after drinking our glass of Prosecco, this is actually the spot where they used to store the bodies. They store the bodies before taking them off for their blessing. All right, come and join me for the next part of the tour. We are off to taste some pasta. This dish was truly delicious. It was the first time I tried nudi, and nudi is from the Tuscan word for naked, meaning that the pasta is without a shell. So in this case, it was similar to a gnocchi, but a much lighter, fluffier dumpling with a much cheesier quality. Absolutely delicious. Okay, amazing. Spinach and ricotta, just the filling, lightly tossed and fried. Oh my god, this is so good. I don't know if it's the 3 glasses of wine I had before.
No, it's
but
ready.
It's quite delicious.
There's like cheese all over the top. So she said when they went to war, you guys know what
Final part of the tour, we have eaten our nudi and we've drunk our wines, our blancos, our proseccos. We are now headed off to eat some gelato. Possibly the sweet tooth in me is rather excited. This one will be a highlight. We'll see you there soon. Oh wow. Grazie. Oh my gosh, this is delicious. I naturally kind of wanted to head across to the chocolate or the salty caramel. This is a lavender and rose petal. Absolutely delicious. Amazing tour. Feeling very full and have enjoyed several glasses of wine. It is now time to navigate our way home on a busy Sunday afternoon here in Florence. I'll be sure to leave a link to the tour in the description below. I feel like this next section is for the brave only. We're about to go and navigate the streets of Florence on a busy Sunday afternoon. The sun is shining, everyone's out, place is alive, but with that, the crowds are chockers. Let's do it. We're going for a wander. Come and join me. This will be in time lapse. You're welcome. There is no question that Florence is an exquisite city. Its history, its cultural heritage, it is the very cradle of the Italian Renaissance. And the city is home to just under 400,000 inhabitants who are joined each year by about 11 million tourists. It is a fascinating statistic, and for most of the year, Florence really does struggle to find this balance between sustainability and its tourism. So here we are in the Piazza della Repubblica. I tried that with my best accent. I have butchered it, I'm sure. However, here we are in the centre, and in my tour last weekend, underneath us here on these cobbled stones are the ruins of Roman times, so layers and layers upon history. And one of the reasons they don't have an underground here in Florence, an underground train station, is simply because the layers of history that are literally under our feet. Fascinating place. At the height of the Renaissance, the Medici family was one of the wealthiest dynasties in Europe, bankers to the kings, popes and empires. And if you adjusted their fortune for today, it is estimated over $100 billion. And it was able to fund grand palaces, political power, art and sculpture. But today, the Medici family still exists in name, but the direct bloodline actually ended back in the 18th century. And that fortune? It's gone. It was dissolved through wars, inheritance, and the rise of modern nation states. thank you for joining me on this little tour on this Sunday here in Florence, in Florence. And as the sun sets over this beautiful city, enjoy these last few moments.